Hi everyone, welcome to M&M. In this video, I'm going to be making two cute little ornaments from felt fabric. You can use them for your Christmas tree or just as decorations. So let's get into it. I'm going to start off with the house. I'm grabbing a piece of red felt fabric and just drawing a pentagon shape. And this is going to be our house, so we're going to need two pieces. And then I'm moving on to the roof, which is going to be just a piece of white fabric, and it's going to look like there's lots of snow on it. So that's what I'm drawing right now, and I'm going to be cutting out two of them. Okay, and then just the last two pieces of fabric I'm going to need are a little heart out of pink fabric and a little door from green fabric. So that's what I'm doing here. Okay, now that we have all the fabrics, we're gonna start with sewing. I'm grabbing the two pieces of roof fabric and I'm just sewing the bottom, okay? We're not gonna sew all around because we're gonna be stuffing it. So now that I've sewn the bottom, as you can see, I'm just grabbing a little bit of fluff and I'm stuffing it as I sew. So I stuff a little bit and then I sew, and then I stuff a little bit more and then I keep sewing. This way I will have a little bit more definition. This way I'll have more definition and body to the roof. So that's what the roof looks like. And then we're going to be sewing the little heart onto the one of the pieces of red fabric. And then we're also going to sew on the door. But before I do that, as you can see, I cut out a little bit of white fabric as a background for the door, just to make it look like there's a little bit of snow on it. And then I'm just sewing all around the green fabric. And then I'm going to be sewing the front of the house to the back of the house, which is the second red fabric. Now I'm just starting on the side of the house and going down and just making sure to avoid the green door. And then once we have a little bit of space at the top, I'm just going to stuff more fluff, stuff a little bit of fluff into it. And then before I close it off, I'm gonna add my roof and then just make sure that as I sew, I'm going through both the red layers of fabric and the roof. All right, so that's the house. And I decided to add a little doorknob, which is just a piece of white fabric. And then last but not least, we are going to add a little garland, and that's all done. So that's the house. Now we're gonna move on to the little penguin. So I'm just grabbing a piece of black fabric and I'm just using my glue bottle to draw a circle. And then before I cut the circle out, I'm gonna layer the fabric so that as I cut, I'm gonna be cutting out two circles. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a white piece of fabric, and here you can't really see it because I'm using a yellow pen, but I'm essentially drawing a little heart. And that heart is going to be our penguin's face. So as I start cutting it out, you can see it here. And then for the little beak, I'm using a yellow fabric and I just glued it on instead of stitching it on. All right, and the next thing I'm doing is stitching the eyes, and here I'm just using a back stitch to go back and forth and just stitching what appears to be eyes, as you can see here. And it's a little messy on the back, but whatever. And then I'm going to take the face and put it on the little black fabric, and I'm just sewing all around the white piece. And that's done. And we're going to take the first piece and combine it with the second black piece and just sew all around. Now I'm going to be leaving a little bit of space at the top as usual to stuff it with some fluff. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm just using my pencil to put the stuffing in there. And then once I'm happy with that, I'm going to just close it off by sewing the rest. And then before I completely close it, as you can see, I'm adding the garland again. And this way we can hang it on our tree. So The penguin is almost done. I am just adding a little green leaf here. I don't know if it's a leaf or some sort of decoration. So that's what it looks like. And then I'm going to be adding it onto the top of the penguin, and I'm also cutting out a little red bow. So those two are going to be layered and stitched right onto the penguin. Alright, so the penguin is done. That's what the house and the penguin look like right beside each other. I think they turned out very cute. This is my first time making ornaments, so it's not perfect, but I like them and I will definitely use them. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!